Welcome, welcome, welcome. And in the moment, be present. And in saying welcome, know that you are precious, loved, wonderful. That this is the Live Healthy Miami Gardens Facebook Live. Today, our focus will be on mindfulness. And one way of understanding that with which we can go forward is to be present and to live in the moment. Live Healthy Miami Gardens has been a project and is a project there in the great city of Miami Gardens. And the intent of this wonderful initiative is to build up, is to resource our community, providing the resources, the opportunities that we would be healthy, that we can live healthy, we can play healthy, we can do all that life entails in a most healthy way and ways. Live Healthy Miami Gardens is an exciting opportunity, and I thank you for listening in. And if you are live on this experience, we welcome your questions, we welcome your comments. And by the way, you do have time. We'll be here for the next 20 minutes. If you can call a friend and say, please, please, please come join us on Facebook Live, Live Healthy Miami Gardens, when we're talking about mindfulness. In a short moment, we will hear and have a conversation with Dr. Marie Etienne. And boy, do I hope I just pronounced that name right. If not, I am in deep, deep, deep trouble. But that's the joy of being here. I'm Horace Ward. I serve as the pastor rector of the Episcopal Anglican Church of Holy Family in this, the great city of Miami Gardens. We have Tamara Bruce, who's our program initiative director, and her team, Tracy and Quinn, who support and are doing phenomenally. As long as we have any number of resource persons from our community who are part of this project. We have nearly 100 groups, organizations who are excited and who continue to make this initiative happen, come alive, and connect our community of Miami Gardens, those who live, work, and play in this great city. So welcome, and glad to have you aboard this evening. And we're going to move very, very fast into talking of mindfulness and exploring it. And I do hope and I guarantee that you'll have much to take away and to practice mindfulness. And now I would like to introduce to you Dr. Marie Etienne.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you, Father Ward, for this wonderful opportunity to present with the beautiful city of Miami Gardens. And thank you, Ms. Joseph, for reaching out. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. We have to move very fast, and I'd like to cover much because the topic is mindfulness, which is an area in which you have been working for quite a while, and an impressive person who has been contributing much. For example, you are the president of the Black Nurses Association.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit of yourself, and please, Dr. Marie, where I come from, just show off. Just tell us everything. Okay.
Oh, wow. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the live. Please share the live because this is exciting. We'll be discussing a very important topic. My name is Marie Etienne. I am the president of Miami Chapter Black Nurses Association. This organization was established as an organization to investigate, define, and determine the health needs of African Americans. And of course, with the mission to decrease health disparities through advocacy, education, and health promotion. I am a professor of nursing from Miami Dade College, Benjamín Léon School of Nursing. I've been with the college for over 2 decades, more than 20 years. And so it's been a pleasure serving the community from various capacities. I wear other hats, but today I'm here representing the Miami Chapter Black Nurses Association.
Dr. Etienne.
Yes.
And every time I mispronounce your name, please, just publicly slap me and say, get it right.
You got it. You got it.
Because as a college professor, you are extremely skilled in getting your students to focus and to think right. But thank you for the great work that you have done and that you are doing in our community. And you are on top, and we need you. Friends, recently I was on a webinar talking about COVID-19 and its impact and the resourcefulness and the skills necessary that we as a people, our community of color, and how we, knowing what there is to be known, and Dr. Etienne gave so much. I was truly impressed with her. I mean, by the time she was finished, I said, wow. And sure, folks, as we talk about mindfulness, you will walk away with, wow. But give it away to others. So, Dr. Marie,
yes.
Mindfulness, can you tell us what it is or what's it all about?
Yes. So this afternoon we'll be talking about mindfulness and ways we can build resilience in the midst of COVID-19. And so I want to put out a disclaimer very briefly to let everyone know that while we're spending the few minutes together, that whether it's half an hour, whether it's 45 minutes, whatever time we're spending together, I'd like for you to be right here with me in the moment. Let's try to focus on whatever is happening right now. And so we will try to reduce any distraction. If you're somewhere that it's noisy, we want you to go to a quiet place and gently focus on what we're discussing, because this is important to your health. Just as Father Ward asked, the definition of mindfulness is really paying attention on purpose. So what you're doing is actually being in the present moment and being non-judgmentally. And again, we're going to take one moment at a time. And I didn't make this up. This is from Jon Kabat-Zinn. And so when we talk about mindfulness, its origin is really from the Eastern Buddhist philosophy. And this was used as an experiential practice for thousands of years. And so back in the late 70s, they used this mindfulness to develop in the era to help with chronic pain management, because a lot of people were having pain. And so this cognitive behavioral therapy unfold. And so it's very important for people to understand that mindfulness really consists of, entails of metacognition. So it's all about the mind, the body, and the spirit. So you need to really take time to be in the present moment. And so when we talk about that, you have to take in consideration of your own thoughts, your emotions, and definitely your bodily sensation. How do you feel your body if you're not actually in the moment? So we tell people, wait a minute, when you feel distracted, we want you to take a pause, take a deep breath, come back and think about what is going on with your body, because it's very important. In order for us to be holistically, we have to look at the mind, the body, and the spirit. So it's important for us to understand what these experiences will take us. Mm-hmm.
I have a friend who has, for the longest while, practiced mindfulness.
Mm-hmm.
That she spends her waking time, that is when she gets awake,
Mm-hmm.
she's still, and in which, as she tells me, become mindful of her surroundings, mindful of her own being.
Yes.
And not rush to pick up the stuff
Mm-hmm.
of yesterday. And then she spends time with the scripture.
Yes.
And in which, as I listened to her tell about that journey, it's like a river that washes, a river that takes her along, a river that nourishes, a river in which she has the vision of the day ahead,
Mm-hmm.
and is better able to cope, to manage the strain and the stress, and whatever the anxieties beat in the past or the day before, or that she may be finding herself in.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's a time of clarity. It's a time of strength. It's a time of vision. And all of those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be an apt description of mindfulness?
Well, what she did was actually practice mindfulness. And one of the ways to do this is really to treat yourself and others with care and understand. When you provide that care, you also show understanding by showing that kindness. And so what this person is saying, respect my space. And oftentimes we're so busy in our lives, our mind are so busy, and we forget to practice mindfulness, and that we forget that we need to be in the moment. So it actually involved some type of soothing and comforting, because it was good for her to do that. And many times we are dealing with so many overwhelming thoughts, activities, anxiety, fears, and other negative energy, that we do not focus on the positive. And so we have to actually do some intentional activities to bring back our thoughts to a state where we can feel comfortable, at peace, and feel good. Especially this time in the midst of COVID, we have been so consumed with, whether it's ads on TV, the social media, everything now is what we use, the technology more than we ever done. And so the fact that we're so consumed by Zoom, some people said I'm Zoom fatigue. We're so consumed by our telephones and the Facebook, because we just sit there and wondering what's happening next about the COVID. And so our thoughts are becoming, I want to use the word disarray. And so we want to make sure that we come back and reflect on our own energy, reflect on our own bodies, to see what impact all of that negativity, what impact of all these negative thoughts and pressures are doing to our health. And so I'm sure many people have been in position where they're having those anxieties, they're having conflicts, whether it's lack of forgiveness. Some people feel it's hard to forgive. And so, I always ask this question, are you having difficulty forgiving someone? This is a perfect opportunity for you to reflect on that. And so all of this, when we talk about the pandemic, coupled with all of those, I call it intergenerational trauma, because you have a lot of people who've had trauma in the past and they can't let go. And so they have that lack of forgiveness. And then all of this has been triggered by the stress and anxiety of the daily living that we're dealing with in the midst of COVID. And so this is why we're having this conversation to bring back the reality of things and say, hey, what is really going on here? We need to do some changes. And I'm glad the city of Miami Gardens see fits to have this conversation, because COVID-19 has impacted many individuals, not only psychologically, but physically and emotionally. So there are a lot of tolls that are going on. There are emotional toll, emotional baggages that we need to take time to pause and reflect on what we can do for ourselves and our families to make sure that we remain whole.
To reflect.
Mm-hmm.
I came across this quote recently. Mm-hmm. In fact, it's from the website mindful.org. Mm-hmm. The goal of mindfulness is to wake up the inner workings of our mental, emotional, and physical processes.
Yes.
Can you comment on that?
There's so many things that put stress into our bodies, right? Whether it's money. Some people, because of the state that we're in, they didn't have a job or lost a job. Some people it was their health, whether they were impacted by COVID or any other non-communicable diseases such as the diabetes, the hypertension, and so on. Whether it was pressure on the job that they have to teach from home, whether they had to have children at home, working from home, or relationships that were impacted. Some people took this time as an opportunity to come together, whereas others, because of the anxiety, the level of anxiety, that impacted a lot of relationships, right? And so we need to learn how to practice those type of behaviors, so that way we can come and bring our thoughts back where it needs to be. It needs to be paying attention to oneself. Some people call it self-care. We don't do enough self-care. Some people take time to read the Bible. Some people take time to go exercise. And some people take time to meditate. And so, I usually, if I'm doing this presentation live, face-to-face with individuals, I usually have them sit in a posture where they're actually in a meditative state, where they can take the time to take a deep breath and really take those breaths in so they can feel that they are present in the moment.
At the Holy Family,
yes,
every Friday morning at 6 a.m., we have a meditation gathering. Now, I have to tell you that it is not easy, and you know that.
Yeah.
Because the tendency is to pay attention to that chattering voice in the back of your head, which is just going on and on and on and on. Yep. As a Jamaican, the phrase is ning 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 ning,
Yes, yes.
or you just galang 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 galang.
Yep.
But the beauty of that experience for that group, 10, 12 of us, is just to be still, to calm down, to breathe the breath,
Yes.
to exhale, and to know that it's okay.
It's okay.
Because it's part of resourcing to engage and to engage with a confidence and live it with resilience.
Yes.
It's not about being perfect. I love that 6 a.m. Friday morning session. Now, friends, Dr. Marie's students need her as of 1 minute ago. Dr. Marie, you're a professor at Miami
Dade College.
Which campus is it?
The medical campus, the beautiful medical campus.
Oh, you said that word beautiful twice.
All the campuses are beautiful, but we have to be a little bit biased for home.
Well, I am not a little biased. I am big biased for the great city of Miami Gardens.
Miami Gardens.
and the greatness is its people and the gift of those who care, like yourself, to come and be a part of, to be with, to help us to grow, and to go. I'm stumbling over my words because I don't want to do this, but caring for and mindful of your students, we have to let you go to get back to making a difference in the lives of those whom you teach and whom you influence. And so
I do want to leave you with some good thoughts, though.
Please, go ahead.
I want everybody to know the difference between mindfulness. It's not just a quick fix. I tell people all the time, don't think that, this is, I'm going to think positive, everything's going to be okay. This is something we have to practice over and over again and give ourselves the chance and way to react automatically. We have to learn how to manage our stress, our daily living. We have to make sure that we exercise. And I'm sure you've heard the city, usually bring guests that talk about health. And when it comes to being compassionate with one another, we have to be able to show empathy. We have to be able to show love and compassion because, we claim that we don't have time. We're so busy. But what we must understand is that whether we're in the position of leadership, whether we're in academic, whether we're in the church and wherever we are, that we must learn to care for ourselves. We must have to show compassion, empathy, and most of all, we have to start to take that moment for ourselves and take the little time to catch ourselves and take that deep breath, close our eyes and feel where we are at the moment. And last but not least, I do want to say that a lot of times, some people believe in meditations. It's good. It's good for you. It relaxes you. It relaxes tension. And I want to come back one day to talk about resilience because that's a whole different topic, how to be resilient. But today, I want to leave you the beautiful city of Miami Gardens. I want to say thank you to the organizers. I want to thank Miss Tracy Joseph. I want to thank Father Horace Ward for having this conversation with me. This was a conversation that was much needed, just for us to take time to reflect, do self-care, and show compassion. Thank you.
And Dr. Marie Etienne, thank you. But to say thank you Let me, I moved my camera to a picture hanging here in my study. It's, I'm just hanging out, is the context. And if my camera was such, you could see my face. I was laughing. I mean, I was having a good laugh. And I really, really appreciate that picture. It tells just being alive.
Yes.
Alive. That picture is a precious, precious gift that I've put here in my study. And I walk in and I see it. Every time it stirs. It's mindfulness of being in the moment.
Yes.
Of being alive.
Yes.
Dr. Marie, please come back soon. We have a whole lot more to do, as you just said. But for today, thank you so much for your graciousness.
Thank you.
So much for the wisdom you have given, the tools that being mindful, one critical in being in the moment is meditation. Be prayer. Pay attention, self-care.
Self-reflection.
We're in this thing.
Yep.
We're one another's.
Yep.
We can go a far way. Thank you so much for taking time. But please, your students are waiting on you.
Yes. No, actually, I'm finished with class so today. I just have other meetings to attend, but I'm good.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And for those of you who have joined us, and whether you've joined live or you viewing this after, thank you so much for connecting. This has been a wonderful opportunity from the great city of Miami Gardens to the, what is it? Live Healthy Miami Gardens.
Yes.
Again, thank you all, and thank you so very especially Dr. Marie.
Thank you very much, everyone. Take care. Stay blessed.